And good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Ontario Soccer Centre for this under 14 boys Ontario Cup final here in Vaughan, Ontario. And this final here, we're going to be seeing the visiting Mississauga Dixie Athletics going against Milton Magic Blue. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Martin Ohms here. As the two teams get ready to take the field here, we're going to be having the opening anthems and the player introductions. It's a nice little partly cloudy morning here at the Ontario Soccer Centre. The little breeze going towards the goal to our left, so we'll have to keep an eye and see if they'll affect the coin toss. But as the teams line up, we're going to pause for a moment here for the national anthem.
Introducing the lineups for today's Ontario Cup final, starting with the visiting team, the Mississauga Dixie Premier Elite.
So we're introducing the Dixie team here.
Joseph Anderson Saavedra.
It's going to be in goal, Alexandra Radielli. His lineup in front of him is Joseph Anderson Saavedra, James Arango, Justin Seaplick, Anthony Piziak, Ray Zhu, Centeno Garcia, Maximilian Prizanoslo, Andre Botescu, Nicholas Sanin, Uday Rathor, Yefet Teklu, Jamari Busby, Luke Olding, Jeremy Momo, James Phillip, and Adam Munudin. And the coach is Edward Prizanoslo. They're going to be dressed in the blue. And visiting them will be the Milton Magic, dressed in the white. They'll be having in goal Nicholas Durlier. His lineup with him is Noah Bickford, Anthony Barris, Dante Dawes, Avi Trehan Gafour, Christian Alfieri, Zachary Ludlow, Marcus Riviere, Lucas Ramirez, Porter Beaulieu, Anderson Peedham, Blake Ellis, Jalen Sinclair, Uzuka Oyasoro, Jordan McNally, and Aiden Spiritu. And the coach for Milton Magic is Shane Griffin. The referee for today's match is John Atkinson. His assistant referees are Savio Rodriguez and Verdun Khan. The fourth official for the match is Giovanni Fiore.
And now the lineup for the home team, the Milton Magic.
These two teams do play against each other normally in the Golden Horseshoe League. Have already played twice so far this season, with Milton Magic taking both of the victories today. But again, it's a Ontario Cup final. Anything can change here. They had a long journey to have to get here. Starting with this Dixie team, have to go through the qualifying round, defeating Guelph before winning their group stage match in Group 4. And then in the quarterfinals, defeated Kitchener 2-1 before a semifinal win against Islington 4-1 to get here to this Ontario Cup final. Milton had to go through the qualifying match against Scarborough with a 3-2 victory there before winning their 4-team group draw in their quarterfinals. Then they defeated Niagara 2-1 before the semifinal win 2-0 versus Waterloo. This Milton team, very strong defensively, just 10 goals against all season, 11 clean sheets so far this season. But against this Dixie team, who has been scoring a lot as well this season, this is going to be a very tough test for this Milton team. If they are able to keep Dixie off the score sheet, they could lead them to victory.
The team is coached by Shane Griffin, and the assistant coach is Stefan Alfieri, and the manager is Cindy Beaulieu.
And we're going to take a pause here for the anthem after we just completed the team introductions with a great crowd here on hand for Dixie and Milton coming all the way from their regions to cheer on their team here.
The assistant referee is Savio Lima Rodriguez. The assistant referee is Vernon Khan, and the fourth official is Giovanni Fiore. Ladies and gentlemen, special guest with us today representing Ontario Soccer is John Sanis.
We have a special guest here, John Sanis, coming out here to shake hands with the players before the anthem from Ontario Soccer. As we have a full slate of games here today in the Ontario Cup all weekend long. We'll be giving you some great action here, as we're going to be having, after the under-14 boys at 12:30 p.m., will be the London Youth Whitecaps. Under-15 girls going against the Cumberland Cobras Elite Academy. That'll be followed at 3 p.m. with the under 15 boys. The Whitecaps from London are back once again. They'll be going against the Woodbridge Strikers, and they'll be finishing off our day today at 5:30 p.m. with the Women's Ontario Cup Finals. It's a rematch of the 2017 final, as Durham United will be going against Scarborough GS United.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
And here we go for the opening handshakes here. Just a reminder, these two teams will be playing two 40-minute halves for a total of 80 minutes. And if the game does remain tied after those 80 minutes, we go straight to kicks from the penalty spot. So there are no more extra time here. So 80 minutes will decide who will become the Ontario Cup champions. This broadcast is being presented by Sports Engine. They are the official technology partner of Ontario Soccer and the leading provider of sport life management tools for youth and amateur sports. Check out sportsengine.com to see how they can help keep your club running in stride on and off the pitch this season. This is the second weekend of the Ontario Cup Finals. We had the under-18 and under-21 finals already happen previously in the summer, with Vaughan taking the double victory in the under-18 girls and boys. And in the under-21 women's, it was Burlington who took home the Ontario Cup, with the under-21 males being Vaughan as well. Vaughan Missouri having a very strong under-18 and under-21 season. If this is your first time tuning in, the Ontario Cup is the provincial soccer championship, and it's the largest competition of its kind here in Canada. It is one of the oldest sporting events in the country, as it was first staged in 1901 and has operated continuously with the exception of the World War II period. Each year, 12,000 athletes from all across the province compete for this championship. Competition started in May with more than 600 teams joining either a knockout round or round-robin style tournament. So we're getting ready to get underway here with referee John Atkinson. Just one final word with his fellow referees as the teams take in their final huddles here in their speeches as we'll get ready to get out here on this field. Mississauga Dixie coming in with a record in their Golden Horseshoe League with 10 wins, 7 losses so far in their season. No draws. So at least we'll know for fortunate sense that very likely we might not go to penalties with this Dixie team. That's who has avoided a draw all season long. Going against this Milton team who is coming in with a record of 14-1-1, just a single loss all season long. But they've been very stingy on the defense with 10 goals against, but 38 goals for. So they definitely have a very potent attack as well as the teams get ready to take the field. It looks like Dixie will be defending the goal to our left. So they'll be having the wind against them in this first half as the players get ready to take on. And it'll be Milton in the white going from our right to our left. Some key players to look out for from both teams, starting out with Dixie. you're going to have to keep an eye out for number 3, James Arango. 12 goals so far this season. He's going to be working with James Phillip up on the top. So keep an eye on those two to lead this Dixie attack to trying to get by this Milton defense. Looking over at Milton, you got to see as it's going to be Izuka Oyasoro and Marcus Riviere. Those are the 2 players as well to keep an eye for on the Milton attack. They're going to have their hands full as well, so you're going to have to look at Anderson Saavedra or Bickford on either team to see if they can shut down these attackers, as it's going to be Milton with the opening kickoff with Oyasoro. Sun's starting to come out here just in time for the opening kickoff as we're underway in the boys under 14 Ontario Cup final. Little back and forth going, and it's finally settled into the middle by Arango. Arango's going to try and send a through ball in on the left side. Can't find anywhere to go through, and Ludlow is going to try and work it out of his area. Passes it to Spiritu, works a nice little 1-2 back to Ludlow. Ludlow in the middle field to Riviere. Riviere trying to send that ball up all the way for Oyasoro, and a couple quick passes, a little bit of franticness here early as both teams will try to settle in, as Radielli will boot this one down the field for Dixie. Controlled in here by Milton. Pass it off to Riviere. Trying to find Oyasoro. Oyasoro has 2 blue jerseys right on him, but he's able to bring this back to the near side for Burris. Nice passing it around. It goes for McNally. McNally into the middle for Riviere. He's going to try and put this one back in. Gets try to get intercepted by Milton. Resumes possession. Burris on the near side sends it through for Oyasoro and just overruns that one a little bit. And it's going to be cleared away for Dixie for an early throw in, which Bickford, the captain for Milton, is going to come over here and take. Able to find a player here and then Petum try to play it in, and he gets intercepted by Phillip, and Phillip tried to find Arango but couldn't clear it out, and now Dixie's finally able to settle it down with Piziak. Piziak trying to bring it down to the far side of the field, and Garcia is able to keep this one in, but he's under some pressure, and Milton is able to intercept, and Riviere is going to work with his teammate Espiritu and play a little 1-2, but it finally gets intercepted, and now Busby's now going to try and come the other way. Milton with some good movement here early, but trying to get by this Dixie defense. Haven't been able to be successful so far, and under some pressure there was the Milton defense, and they're forced to kick it out as the player Burris is a little bit wobbly getting up after that collision with Jeremy Momo. Zoo with the throw and throws it in to Busby. Busby's going to play a through ball and trying to find Momo, and it bounces off his leg and it goes back and forth as it finally settles it down here for Riviere. Riviere will find McNally. McNally back to Burris. The 2 previous meetings so far this season, Milton won the opening matchup 4-2 back on June the 6th. But it was a much closer match the second time. It was a 1-0 victory for Milton back in August 9th. As this was going to get played in for McNally on the left side. He's going to try and chip it back on the first attempt. Doesn't. Second time for so he takes a shot, and it just goes over the bar. As McNally didn't give up on that ball, got the second pass over to Izuka Oyasoro, who got a first-time shot away, but it's just a little bit too much on the power. Not enough on the accuracy as he fired this one over, as we have an injured Dixie player down on the field. Can't tell who it is from here, but hopefully the player is going to be okay. It looks like they collided a little bit with one of the players. Training staff will come over, take a look at the injured player. I believe it is number 3. That's James Arango. We mentioned here a big influential player for this Dixie squad. 12 goals so far this season. So hopefully he's going to be okay, because that would be a huge loss for this Dixie team in these opening 3 minutes of this boys under 14 Ontario Cup final. Toronto FC is the official premier partner of Ontario Soccer, as well as the presenting partner for the Ontario Player Development League, the province's youth high-performance league. Their commitment to the game in Ontario is unrivaled. Visit torontofc.com for tickets and more. Arango is able to get to his feet. As it looks like he's going to have to be substituted off here. As it looks like we're going to have a substitution. Maximilian Prisognoslo is going to be the person going to be substituted into the game for Dixie for the injured Arango. It looks like he's holding the right side of his ribs. And so Prisognoslo is going to fill into the central midfield, and Dixie having to make an early change in the opening couple minutes. And we'll see how they're going to progress from here as Radielli gets action back underway here at the Ontario Soccer Center with a little bit of back and forth, and it's going to be Milton now controlling this. Riviera gets stumbled a little bit. Referee doesn't see any advantage there, and he's going to blow this play dead for a free kick. Riviera asking for some space. Let's get 3 players. It looks like there's 4 players on the wall for Dixie. I think there's, from personal thought, from this distance, I'd say maybe 1 player a little bit too much, because you're leaving 1 player wide open here for Milton if they play this one through. And there he is, and Bickford, and a second chance, but Radielli comes out of the goal. And that was a very risky play for Dixie, putting 4 players in that wall there. Very likely from that distance not going to go for goal, because they left a wide open Milton player on top of the penalty area, and that ball was played in perfectly for Bickford. Wide open, he was able to chip it forward, but the player coming in on the far post wasn't able to put that one in home, and Milton was just inches away from opening the scoring in this Ontario Cup final. As again, it's a free kick going against Prisognoslo, as it's going to be Pedum who's going to bring this one back and take it in for Milton. Here's Bickford. Nice little through ball in, able to find his teammate in as Burris keeps it along that touchline. Passes it off to Oyasoro. Oyasoro trying to switch this one over to the far side. He's able to find his man there. Good passing coming in. Pedum down to the right side. As they're going to try and get across and fakes the cross. Now they're going to try and dribble this one in. He's trying to cross this one in. And Pedum is battling for it and is finally poked away. But can Dixie able to clear it to the top of the area? And his shot gets blocked. Second chance for McNally. And it goes right at Radielli as we have an injured Milton player right at to the corner of the goal. And play is going to have to be halted. But look, McNally tried a good effort onto goal. Radielli was able to get down and make the save. As once again, the training staff having to come out here once again. Take a look at the injured Milton player now. Couldn't tell who it was from here. They were trying to drive towards that goal. There was a big collision. There was about 3 or 4 bodies just all trying to kick after that ball. And maybe it was a rogue kick who brought down that player. But good chance right there coming in from McNally as well as Riviera. Riviera got a good opportunity. That shot got blocked. And the second opportunity from McNally was able to find that seam in through that Dixie defense and get onto goal. So you got to look on Dixie. How do you shut down this Milton attack right now? They're coming in with a lot of pace and some quick passes. They're able to continuously find their player so far. So you got to look at maybe chatting with the team here, see if you can settle the play down, get some momentum going towards your team to try and get back into this game. Taking a look as well. Arango still getting attended to by the training staff, so hopefully he's going to be okay for Dixie as you have another player warming up in here on the sidelines. I see Yefet Teklu warming up for Dixie, and he might be coming into the game soon for Dixie. And this one, as the Milton player is taken off the field of play, so it'll be Milton will be playing with 1 player down for just the few moments until they're able to make their substitution or the player is able to return to the field. 8 minutes into this game, though. A couple injuries have happened so far this game, but no score between Dixie and Milton here in these boys under 14 final. And it looks like Milton will be making a substitution for their injured player. And it's going to be McNally ready to take this throw-in as they'll get ready to make the switch on the next available opportunity. Oyasoro trying to play this one right back to McNally. Can't do so. That goes out for another throw-in. Now they're going to try and see if Milton is now able to make their substitution now. As a Beaulieu coming into the game. So Beaulieu onto the field for Milton. He's going to go into the right fullback position, and he's going to be taking over the injured Lucas Ramirez. Oyasoro, now he's going to bring this one into the top of the area. Gets poked away, though. And Dixie still under pressure. Burris trying to put this one in. He's able to find Orisoro. Can't get it through. Still dribbling it around in the air. Espiritu. Back it goes now for Burris. Burris loses it in his feet, and Munudin tried to get it out. He couldn't do so. And Milton continues with the possession. Riviera trying to drive his way by Phillip. Phillip, though, forces him off the ball. And now Dixie's going to try and move up the field. Nice little interception, though, from Beaulieu. His first touch coming into the game. Petum collides with the referee there. That will slow down his run. And he's going to look towards his teammates to continue going forward. Burris. Riviera down the left side. Can't get to McNally, and taking no chance there is Zoo. Zoo just wants to get that ball off the field, and he'll boot this one out for a throw-in and let his team regain their shape. Orisaro brings into the middle of the field for Espiritu. Espiritu is going to work it off now here to Riviera. Back pin for Burris. Burris trying to find McNally, and Zoo puts this one down the field as now Phillip, the lone man up the field, is going to look for some teammates to help him out. Biziak, he's able to get to it before Beaulieu. Biziak still battling with it. Now he's able to get it off. And the Dixie fans are starting to get loud, cheering on their team as they get their first attack onto the Milton half. Garcia. Trying to work it in through, and they're now able to win a throw-in, and this is the type of momentum they need. You need that one little play coming in, and Anthony Piziak did well winning that ball after two Milton players came at him, and they got a little bit of momentum, and you see if they can drive Dixie forward towards that Milton goal and see if they can test Nicholas Derlier in goal. This one's going to get taken down the line. Petum is able to get to it in a second foot. Gets booted in, but no blue jerseys are up the field, and Derlier is able to have time, and he's just going to give it off to Bickford as Milton's going to work their way out of their own end. Spiritu down to the right side, trying to play a through ball in. They had a player lurking in behind as it goes back and forth here, and Beaulieu settles it. He tries to get it up, and Przenioslo now to Phillip. Phillip trying to get it back into Momo. Can't find him, and it's going to be a throw-in for Milton. Coach Przenioslo telling James Phillips, stay up, put a high attack onto this Milton defense, as that one's going to try to get in through for Espiritu. Get a little collision there between Busby and the Milton player, and back and forth. Now it gets settled in for Petum. Petum's going to try and send this one through for Orisoro. Orisoro trying to work his way through, but there's Jamari Busby. He's holding his line, and he's able to clear it away. Strong defense coming in from the Dixie captain. Przenioslo. He's going to try to pass this one up, try and find Phillip. He looked at the referee for a foul. He's not going to get one. Now Riviera's going to try and find Espiritu, but that pass is too far ahead as Dixie is now able to boot up the field. And Dixie right away telling the team, push up. Let's get a high line here and see if we can put some pressure on Milton. Dixie fans starting to get some chance going in here as this ball gets in for Milton's Burris. Passes it back for Noah Bickford. Bickford's ball, trying to find Orisoro, wasn't going to find anything, and now McNally to hit that one out of play and out for throw-in. McNally down to the side as he tried to take that one quickly. Didn't get a good proper throw-in, though, over his head, and it's going to be called for a foul throw-in as Jordan McNally tried to play that one in quickly. 13 minutes have been played so far in this opening half on the Boys Under 14 Ontario Cup final. No score between Dixie and the Milton Magic. It's going to be Zoo with the throw-in to Anderson Saavedra. Trying to get it back to Zoo. Zoo, though, had it bounce off his foot the wrong way. It's a little funky bounce right there, and it just hits off his toe and it will roll out for that throw-in. Burst trying to go through Orisoro. A lot of action for Milton's going through number 25 on Milton as he's looked to be that top lone player up top to see if they can settle the play down, as doing well there was Ludlow to shut down any counterattack for Dixie. Biziak in his own end plays this one down the line. Trying to keep this one on the far side was Garcia. He couldn't keep it in, and Milton wants to throw it over on the far side of the field. Again, it's just a slight wind here going towards the Dixie goal. Hasn't affected the play too much, but it might be just a little bit of that wind advantage that might be helping Milton a little bit here as well. Riviera settling it down now in for Burris. McNally. Nice little 1-2 back for McNally. McNally has a good opportunity to cross this one in. He's able to try to get it forward, but it gets blocked. And the Dixie defense is able to shut down yet another attack as Przenioslo is now going to get it off. Munyudin, he's going to get it forward, and he gets a hard challenge in there. And the referee didn't see an advantage there as Ludlow collided hard with Munyudin. He came in a little bit late. And you got to say Ludlow might be a little bit lucky to avoid the book there, as that was a referee John Atkinson's just giving them a little bit of a warnings here early before having to go towards the books. It's going to be a free kick for Busby right around at the midfield mark, as he's going to look to try and play this one in. A lot of the Dixie players are forward, ready for a high ball. Nice ball played in by Busby. There's McNally, gets a header on this one. This one's going backwards. Durley having a little problems with it. The ball is still loose, and the referee blows this one dead. And it was a loose ball in here, and Munyudin is called for a foul, colliding with Durley. And that was a dangerous ball played in there. McNally got the header, but he headed it backwards, and Durley had to run backwards toward his goal to avoid that one going back into his net. As he bobbled that ball a little bit, was able to get control, and the referee blowed the play dead, so no goal. And play's going to resume with a free kick for Milton, but scary moment there, as that kick's going to have to be retaken, as that ball didn't clear the penalty area. Dixie very close after all that pressure coming in from Milton. It was almost Dixie who got that opening goal. Burst making a run on the overlap as it's Busby to intercept. Now he's going to pass one up for Phillip. Phillip's going to get down to the right side for Anderson Saavedra, but Bickford is there to get to that ball first, as Bickford's going to try and work his way out of the area. He's trying to shield that ball in into his own corner. Good battle there between Anderson Saavedra and Bickford. Second player coming in there is Munyudin, and it's going to be a Dixie throw right into the far corner of the field. Dixie players are backed up a little bit. Maybe it's a deep throw-in taker here, and Adam Munyudin, as he gets this one in for Phillip. Phillip tried to cross this one in, doesn't have a good touch onto that one, and it's going to roll out for a goal kick. Durley going to play this one quickly. I like this play from Milton. Instead of just trying to force that ball up the field and maybe get a 50-50 ball, play it short, play it quickly, and utilize your defense. The pass goes in behind Espiritu, and Busby tried to pass it up to Przenioslo. He can't control it, and now Milton's going to come down the other way. There's a through ball in for Oyasoro. Oyasoro trying to get in between the two players. He got held back, though, and it's going to be a free kick as right away both fans not too happy with the call here. You see some loud jeers coming out from the Dixie crowd and some cheers coming from Milton. As Oyasoro, the referee, claimed it was getting held back with the arm on the shoulder, it looked like. So once again here, noticing Milton's got an extra player wide open here on top of the penalty area. If they're able to find him, McNally. This one's deflects off the wall, and Busby is able to get to the second ball and try to punch a clear. Zoo trying to work his way up, and Busby coming all the way. He's going to do it himself as he gets brought down, and he wins his team a free kick. Jamari Busby doing it all in the back line right now for Dixie, holding down that back line, able to get that deflection off of the wall on the free kick. Riviera didn't get that one high enough to get it over the Dixie D. Busby with a little bit of a stutter run here. Didn't like where he was about to play that one. Now he's going to take the second opportunity and loop this one in, trying to find Momo. Przenioslo trying to pass it over to Garcia on the wing. Can find him. Beaulieu hits this one in forward for Riviere. Riviere trying to find his teammate over on the right side. That was Beaulieu trying to get it right back. Couldn't find him. And now Dixie's starting to get a little bit more momentum into the game in here as this game has started to progress. We saw Milton a lot of possession early, but now we're seeing a little bit more of a back and forth midfield play between these two teams. No score between Dixie and Milton here in this Boys Under 14 Ontario Cup final. As Zoo's going to place one over to the right side for Manuden. He's going to try and make a run onto this one, but Burris is able to get to it first. He's trying to find McNally, but it gets intercepted, and finally Burris hits this one out of play for a Dixie throw. Zoo's going to take this one quickly. He tried to find a teammate, but it gets headed right back out for another throw. Zoo now plays this one into the middle of the field. Able to find Momo. Momo to Piziak. Down to the right side, left side. Check that. It was for Phillip, but that sliding challenge there from Beaulieu gets blocked, and Espiritu going to try and come the other way. He has a player up top in Oyasoro, but Espiritu is going to try and take it all himself down to the right side, and he finally gets forced out for a throw-in. Takes this one in quickly. Oyasoro trying to chest that one down, but there's Busby once again who hits this one away. As we're going to be having another substitution coming in. And it's going to be the injured Ramirez coming back into the game. Lucas Ramirez, who got forced off in the 6th minute with an injury by the Dixie goal. He looks like he's ready to come right back into the game. And it's going to be the player who, I believe it's the player who took him off in the first place, is Beaulieu, who will be coming off the field. So Beaulieu, the player who came on for him, he's going to come right back off, and Ramirez will resume his position in the right back and come over to take this throw in. So it'll be same starting lineup now for the Milton Magic. James Arango working around himself on the sidelines here for Dixie. He also came off injured early for the team and trying to see if he can get his way back onto the field. Brazignoslo trying to pass this one off back up for Busby. Now Fuzz finds his way in for Phillip. Phillip trying to pass it up but can't find a teammate. Riviere's not carrying up. Says the through ball in for Oyasoro. And it goes down. He felt like he got shoved from behind. The referee says no, play on. As the ball finds its way to Redielli in goal. McNally wins that ball off the drop kick. As he's going to battle against Manuden. You're going to get some help from Burris as Zoo's going to come over. Bodies and players are flying all over the place, but finally gets settled in for Espiritu, and he got a little bit of a rogue leg from Momo, gets brought down, and it's going to be a free kick for Milton. Peetham's going to take this one quick. Down to the left side, McNally. He's going to let that one get poked away by Manuden, and it's going to be a throw-in. Peetham hits this one out of play. He's going to hustle back to get to his position as he took that ball away from Anderson Saavedra. Nicely read there, coming in from Espiritu as he did well to read that play. Now he wins his team to throw in as this one's going to go back in for Bickford. Bickford tried to play that one through for Espiritu. That ball went under the foot of his player, but there's Peetham there to pick up that ball once again. Busby, his job right there, try to get into Oyasoro, and he was able to get it forward, but taking to some of there with Brazignoslo as Milton will continue their attack into the right corner. They're going to try and play a cross in, but there is no one there ready to attack that ball, and Redielli has time to pick up that ball. Peetham once again wins this one off the drop kick. Milton's been winning a lot of those 50-50 balls coming in from the clearances right now, and you got to take a look, maybe play that ball a little bit on the wings or just roll it out to your defense because Milton seems to be winning those balls in the air. Zoo. He's going to try and play this one up, trying to find Manuden, can't find him as it goes straight to the chest of Bickford. McNally does well, and he gets around Zoo. This could be dangerous as McNally's going to carry it up. He has a run coming in on the right side, and he's able to find him coming in on the right side, trying to settle it through and drive his Dawes. The ball is still loose over. It's bouncing around, and is it a penalty? I believe it was a penalty being called in here by the referee. After that huge collision, Dawes was driving towards the box. He gets brought down. And it's going to be a penalty for Milton. And it's going to be a yellow card as well issued to the Dixie player who brought him down. I believe that was Olding. Yes, it was Luke Olding who picked up the yellow card, taking down the Milton player. And it's going to be a penalty kick Getting ready here for the Milton Magic, and they're ready to come here and try and see if they can take the lead here at the Ontario Soccer Centre. Jordan McNally, he's going to be on the ball. 6 goals so far this season, trying to see if he can get another to his tally. But it was a great ball. It all started from this player here, McNally. He started that whole play with a nice little move. And let's see if he can finish it off with a goal. McNally, bottom right goal! And Milton Magic take the lead with Jordan McNally very confidently taken. He set up like he was ready to take it with his left foot, took a bunch of shuffle steps over, and brought it over back to his right foot and shot it right to the bottom corner and confused Redielli in goal, as it's going to be 1-0 for Milton.
Milton Magic goal scored by number 30, Jordan McNally.
As it's going to be a substitution coming in here for Dixie at this goal, and it's going to be Yafet Teklu coming into the game, as Przenioslo is going to be the player coming out of the game. So let's see if Teklu can bring in some momentum, a fresh spark off the bench, see if Dixie can tie this game right back up. So Jordan McNally scoring the goal on a penalty kick, as Oyasoro is going to try and see if he can continue the pressure here, as Olding will head this one in forward, as Petum gets knocked down, but the ball finds its way in here for Phillip. James Phillip coming in with some speed down the right side. He's getting forced out, and good defense coming in from Burst. Forces him out for a throw-in. Zoo on the throw-in, settled in, and try to get it back was Teklu. Busby trying to force it through. Espiritu is able to intercept, and this could be dangerous coming in through. Oyasoro coming way out of his goals. Redielli, and there's a hard collision outside the area as Redielli collided hard with Oyasoro, and Oyasoro got to that ball first, and that's got to be a free kick for Milton, and I'll be surprised if referee Atkinson doesn't go into the book as well for that collision. As Redielli, you could honestly say he probably saved the goal there, coming out of his goal there in full speed. But that was a hard body check. And Redielli now is going to be the player to enter the book here with a yellow card for that collision. All right, so just beat the goalkeeper towards that ball there. And I said it looks like he just got the wind knocked out of him. He's going to be okay. He's getting up here, gets a handshake. And play's going to resume here with the free kick for the Magic. Exciting first half here so far in this Boys Under 14 Ontario Cup final, as Milton's getting ready to set up here for this free kick just onto the edge of the penalty area. 2 players now into the wall. As McNally's going to come in and play a little bit, be a short option as well. As Riviere's looking towards his bench here to try and see what is the strategy to take this kick. And it looks like McNally's going to take this one instead. Riviere looked towards the bench, and Coach Shane Griffin told McNally to come over and take this one. Could go for goal here. And he's going to go for the goal, but doesn't get much on the power. And Redielli's able to scoop that ball up easily. Put this one down the field, trying to settle that ball was Ludlow. And it goes in, bouncing back and forth as Momo tries to get it forward. Good pressure and speed coming in from Espiritu, trying to hustle his way in through. But it's going to be a Dixie throw-in here on the near side of the field. Zoo And for Momo. Momo with a nice move. As he's going to try and pass that ball up. Gets it blocked on. Riviere's going to play a ball in through for Oyasoro. Oyasoro one-on-one against Busby. And Busby wins that one. And he's going to get some help with Olding and try and clear it away. But it falls in for McNally, who handles that ball. And it's going to be a free kick going against Milton. As that ball just bounces off the arm of Jordan McNally. Busby trying to take his time, settle the play down a little bit. As a deep line coming in for Milton. 6 players holding a line right now. As they know this ball's gonna be looped towards the air. This one gets over the head of McNally this time though. As Milton though is able to control this one as Burris does well to get the ball up from McNally. Zoo intercepts, gets it off to Phillip now. Phillip down to the right side trying to find Manuden. That pass is too strong, however, and it's gonna be a Milton throw. Like an interesting play here Milton's doing right now. Even though the ball's in their own end, Dawes, one of the players over on the far side of the field, he's just opening up wide right now, trying to see if there's a switch opportunities and see if they can spread out this Dixie defense. As Bickford's going to carry this one up. Maybe a touch too much as Dixie's now going to try and come the other way. There's Garcia trying to battle with it, getting some help here from Momo, and a diving play coming in from the player on Milton as Piziak now goes forward for Dixie. And it looks like at the end of the day, it's going to be a Dixie throw-in. Ten minutes left to go here in this opening half. Milton Magic lead Dixie 1-0 here on a 25th minute penalty kick goal coming in from Jordan McNally. Teklu trying to work his way out of danger, but it was via Milton's player's leg who was able to boot that ball away and take another throw. Peetham trying to clear it away. Momo, though, is able to pass this one back in for Busby. Busby tried to get a look for there from distance, didn't get much, and Durlia is able to pick up that ball. Taking their time in here is Burris. Gives it back in now for Bickford. Ludlow. Ludlow under some pressure there from Phillip. Just fortunately gets away, though, from him as he finds Peetham. Peetham up for Dawes. Dawes able to avoid a challenge, and it goes down to the right side. Here comes Ramirez. Ramirez making around, passes this one up to Oyasoro. Oyasoro with the shot, and he just misses this one wide. Lucas Ramirez making a great run down the line as Dawes dropped back into his position, and Ramirez noticing that made a run all the way back from defense, all the way down the line, was able to get that ball, and he had a good run onto the Dixie goal. And it's going to be a goal kick here for Redielli and Dixie. Burris once again wins this ball in the air. And once again, you got to look at Dixie trying to figure out how can they win those balls in the air, as it seems like every single set piece kick or goal kick has fallen in the way of Milton. Big for Peetham, and Peetham's going to look to switch this one over to Riviere. Riviere trying to cut it back on the inside. A little pushing and shoving going both ways, but play will resume in here with Riviere again. Little 1-2 as Riviere finds Oyasoro. Oyasoro plays it down to the right side. Here comes Dawes. Dawes was the player who drawed the penalty kick. And it gets poked aside for Busby. And it's going to be a corner kick for Milton. Dante Dawes making some nice runs over here on that far right side. And once again, he's able to create himself an opportunity as the Spiritu is going to run over and take this corner kick. Left-footed taker, so you expect a nice little in-curl. We got a late run coming in. Burris is coming in a little bit late in here. This is going to get looped in for Bickford, and Bickford has a hit off of him. He hit it. He got to that ball first, hit it off of the leg of Olding, and Olding's block hit right back off of Bickford and back out for a goal kick. Coach Griffin giving lots of encouragement over to Dante Dawes. Tell him to keep it up, keep what he's doing, as it's working right now. As this one will bounce around in the air. Ludlow can't control it, and this could be dangerous as Phillip has Manuden down on the right side. Phillip, though, will hesitate a little bit, and he'll look for some help here as he plays it into the middle for Anderson Saavedra. Can't get it forward, and now Pedum is able to clear it away. Yeah, look at Philip maybe playing that one in first time to Minutin, but maybe didn't think that he was onside. Oyasoro to Riviere. Riviere down to the right side, able to find Ramirez. Ramirez with a nice move. Ramirez with a second nice move, but that ball will fall away from him. But Dixie can't find their players, and Dawes is able to intercept it right back in for Milton. Burris down the near side. Pedum. We have a player down behind the play right now, though, for Dixie. And Milton's just going to boot this one out of play, seeing as they have the player down. And I think that's Olding, who went down on his one knee. And he's going to have to get a second to get looked at by the referee. It's been a long season so far. Players have been battling out since spring. And just when you're coming down to the September times, all those games just coming back at you a little bit here. As it looks like Olding is asking for the training staff to come over and take a look at him. And Olding looks like he's going to have to be substituted off the field of play for Dixie. And that's a huge loss. They've lost James Arango in the 3rd minute of the game. And they in that central midfield. And they've been trying a couple different players and trying to fill that position. We'll have to see, can Arango come back out here for the second half for Dixie as Olding goes back on the field of turf. As we'll have a quick pause here in this game. Thank you to Ontario soccer partner Soccer Express for their first-class support. As Canada's premier dealer, Soccer Express is everything needed to take your game to the next level. Visit www.soccerx.com to check out the latest gear from Adidas, Nike, Puma, Admiral, and more. That is soccerx.com. Just a reminder, this is the first of 4 games here today in the Ontario Cup Finals here at the Ontario Soccer Centre Stadium here in Vaughan, Ontario. Well, following this match at 12:30 p.m. will be the London Youth Whitecaps under-15 girls going against the Cumberland Cobras Elite Academy. That'll be followed by the under-15 boys final at 3 p.m. with the London Youth Whitecaps back at it once again going against the Woodbridge Strikers. And we'll be finishing off our day at 5:30 p.m. with the Women's Ontario Cup Finals with Durham United going against Scarborough GS United. Olding is able to get to his feet. Always a good sign. So it looks like he's just going to walk this off. He's going to go over to the far sideline. And very likely will have to be substituted off the field of play. As getting ready to come onto the field be Andre Botescu. So Botescu is going to fill in for the injured Olding over on the far side possibly. And play will resume with a throw-in as Dixie will likely just throw the ball back into the Milton. And play will resume. So Dixie currently playing with 1 player down right now until they're able to make their substitution. Bickford for Milton. Pass off to Burris. A lot of play been going between the two of those players in for Milton as they finds his way into Ludlow. Phillip, though, try to get that ball off the forecheck, but he's able to pass it off to Riviere. Riviere now with the through ball in, trying to find Oyasoro, but there is Busby once again as he's able to intercept Garcia. And for Momo, trying to find Teklu. Teklu, though, can't get to it as Pedum intercepts for Milton as now goes in here on the near side for Burris. McNally, he's the goal scorer. Gets down to the left side for Espiritu. Espiritu plays it back for McNally. McNally going towards on the edge of the penalty area, trying to loop this one in. It takes a deflection off the crossbar. The ball still loose. Dawes on the rebound. It's a goal! He seemed as surprised for a second that ball fall to him, but Dante Dawes is able to put that one in through. as everybody seemed to freeze for a second there, thinking the ball was out of play. I'm not sure. Dixie has their arms up in the air. But it is a goal for Dante Dawes. I'm not sure what happened with Dixie there. Everyone kind of froze for a second there as it took a deflection, hit off the crossbar, and the ball found its way to the waiting Dawes. Froze for a second. He looked as surprised as everyone, and he just slotted it into the open goal. And right before this halftime break, Dante Dawes gets a critical second goal for the Milton Magic over Dixie here in this under-14 boys Ontario Cup final. As we're going to having another substitution coming up here for Milton. Coming onto the field to play will be Blake Ellis. And Ellis will replace the goal scorer, Dante Dawes, over on the right wing. So Dawes just scoring that goal does a great contribution before coming off the field to play, as he has doubled their lead. But look, I'm still wondering what the confusion was for Dixie. And it looks like right now Dixie's arguing with the fourth official here on Olding. Olding wanted to be able to come back onto the field of play, but he wasn't waved onto the field. So Dixie was playing that whole possession with one player short. And there's a huge huddle going around right now around referee Atkinson, as Dixie's still arguing for the fact that they had to do that whole entire play down one player. So it looks like all this confusion has finally been able to sort out here as we're getting ready to have the indication on additional minutes as well here as we're just winding down this first half. Probably a lot of added time, I'd imagine. As this one's going to get booted in through over on the left side. This one gets through on the left side for Garcia. Garcia, though, can't get to that ball in time, as we are throwing for Milton deep in their own area. Nice little move here. As their second player trying to get through was Teklu, and that one's going to find its way right onto the ground for Derlier. Derlier is going to roll this one out for Bickford, and Milton going to pass this ball out of their own area. It's very nice when you just have that much confidence and composure in your defense. You're able to roll that ball out towards them. Oyasoro, a couple players around him trying to split between them, but there's Momo, and he's going to get some help from Newton as Dixie's going to try and work that way up for Phillip. Phillip can't get it any forward as Petum wins it, as the ball finds its way now for Ludlow. Pass it off for Ramirez. Ramirez gets away from the attacker, and now he's going to carry this ball up. And Petum now forcing this one as he gets up to Ludlow. Bickford's going to run up, get to that loose ball. He's able to get to it. Riviere down the right side and trying to find a player over on the right side. Can't get to it, and it goes out for a throw. Little 1-2 try to get played there from Dixie. Not able to keep it in play. And it's going to be another for Milton. Up 2-0 now as gets brought down. Riviere gets knocked down. And it's going to be a free kick. Another chance for Milton. Can they have an opportunity to score one more before the break? And just the confirmation was 6 minutes of added time. So after all the injuries, all the low commotion, we still have about 2 or 3 more minutes left to go here in this. And it's going to be McNally. Once again goes down. And it looks like Olding, his day is done as he tried to play through his injury. But he went back onto the turf, and he's going to need some help from his teammates to come off of the field to play. So his teammates going to help him out, give him an extra hand as he's going to limp towards the sideline here as Luke Golding. And good hustle coming from him. Knows it's Ontario Cup final. Try to give it whatever he had left and just seemed like he's not able to continue. And coming onto the field of play will be Andrei Botescu. So Botescu will come back onto the field of play. He was going to substitute him on, but Golding wanted to continue. And now Botescu is going to come in, and he's going to have to get put under fire right away with this free kick for Milton. There, and it goes out for a corner kick. A little bit of fanciness coming in there from Ramirez. He tried to make that run towards the near post, go towards the back heel, but couldn't redirect that to goal. Gonna play this one in short. Nice move as they're gonna try and hustle their way into the corner. It's a free kick, or looks like there's a free kick over on the edge of the penalty area, if I believe. Or is it corner kick? Not too sure what they call it. It looks like it's another corner kick here for Milton. Looks like the ball just went over the touchline. Or if I was correct on the first one. Well, so it is a free kick for the jersey grab. That's what I thought. So it's just onto the edge of that penalty area. There's going to be a free kick for McNally. McNally asking for some space from Garcia. And here comes McNally to the top of the area for Burrs. He's going to try first time. This one's still loose, still bouncing around. Who's going to get to it? I see a Dixie player get a kick onto that one. And finally, it gets cleared away by Anderson Saavedra. And that one was just into a huge blob of players, but no Milton player was there to get a touch onto that one. Bickford trying to get it forward, and Momo is able to intercept. He gets it in for Teklu. Teklu down to the left side for Garcia. Garcia now going to get it up for Phillip. And Milton defense hustling, trying to get back to shut up this late Dixie attack. Nice ball coming in from Phillip. There's a header from Newton, and right to the hands of Derlia as he gets in well. But Phillip with a great ball, and Newton got to the header on that one. But Derlia was able to make the save as Dixie very close to pulling one back before this halftime break. We're still in added time here. It was 6 minutes of added time here in this first half. Milton lead Dixie 2-0 here in this boys under 14 final as the Spiritu put the hands onto the back of the Dixie player, and it's going to be a free kick called against him. Jamari Busby is going to try and boot this one down the field. Knows this very likely one of the last plays here of this first half. Referee blew the play dead, so the play kick will have to be retaken in here. As the referee is going to have some words with Espiritu and Anderson Saavedra. A little bit of pushing and shoving going on between the two players, jostling for position. Here it gets played in here as Ludlow gets to that ball for second ball Piziak, but it finds all the way back to Espiritu, and he'll pass this one back in for Bickford as Milton will try to see if they can get one more attack going forward as Petum loses the handle of that ball, and here comes Phillip. James Phillip, nice move from Phillip. Phillip winds up with a shot, and Durley, though, is able to get to his left and make the save. James Phillip trying to do it himself there with a nice little dangle move. As he put it, nice little cut back on the outside of his foot and got a shot on their way and just couldn't get by the diving Derlia in goal. As there goes the halftime whistle. And the boys under 14 Ontario Cup final here at the Ontario Soccer Center is the Milton Magic Blue leading Mississauga Dixie 2-0 here. This is Martin Ohms here with the play-by-play commentary, guys. Don't go anywhere, guys. Second half action coming up next.
All paths will lead to Southern Ontario in the spring of 2019. From March 1st to 3rd, London will play host to the Ontario Soccer Summit. Tickets for your personal and professional growth go on sale November 1st, and with it, a whole roster of 2019 speakers. This is your chance to further the development in your game and further it in ours. This is your chance to discover, develop, and excel.
I want to ask you, what is it you want to do?
Yeah.
So you've been working on some things in the community, youth focused, and still in its infancy, so I won't put you on the spot too much, but just sort of tell us what your goals are there in trying to reach out to the soccer community as a whole, and what you're looking for there.
Well, I want to see this game develop in Canada. I think we have a unique opportunity, and the time is now with the World Cup coming here in 2026 to really take this game to the next level. I've saw enough movements, whether it be with television numbers or participation or excellence coming out of the Greater Toronto area and indeed the entire country of Canada, to make me think that this is where it's happening and this is it now, and I want to be part of that. Because everybody wants to be part of something special, and I'm exactly the same, and I think something special is happening right now, and I have a great passion for community. I love being out there and meeting people and using the skills that I have as a person, or I had as a soccer player, which to me, I was always a captain. I have leadership skills. I have attributes that can make a difference to a kid or to a team or to any organisation, and I just want to figure that out. I think that we're on the right path, but there's many ways that we can improve our elite pathways. I want to see the 5 lads that make it into that team for the 2026 World Cup, or I know maybe the 19 Women's World Cup's probably coming a bit soon, but the 2023 next Women's World Cup, there's fantastic participation, boys and girls, in this province, and we have a lot of talent, and I just think there's some areas that we need to tweak a little bit to maximise that talent.
Ontario Soccer is redefining the way that a sports organisation should engage with its partners.
It is a privilege to work with Ontario Soccer.
I think it's very exciting times for Ontario Soccer.
Ontario Soccer has been a great partner.
Their value system is a great alignment with the Gatorade brand.
Partnership is truly a give and take, and mostly it starts with giving, and that's why they've been such great partners.
What really makes us different is our reach, our relevance, and our resources. In terms of reach, we're connecting with almost 1 million Ontarians that are passionately connected with the game of soccer as players, as coaches, as match officials, and as volunteers.
The organization is growing so rapidly, and just the fan base.
The leadership, the teamwork, the communication skills.
The representation, and just the people in general.
We work with a number of UEFA federations back in Europe. We work with the NSCAA in America, working with Ontario Soccer. Really gives us significant credibility across Canada.
The relevance really speaks to how we connect with the grassroots and all the people that are playing and consuming the game of soccer.
Ontario Soccer obviously provide a platform for kids to play soccer, which is, the numbers are huge, and the sort of excitement and the enthusiasm for the game is absolutely massive.
They are engaged with 650 plus clubs, academies, and regions across the province, and it helps us immensely to reach our target demographic.
The game of soccer evolves, and you have to evolve with it or you'll be left behind. And I think Ontario Soccer is at the forefront of youth development and grassroots soccer.
The resources is really summarized by our market-leading talent that we have as part of our Ontario Soccer team, but also the bricks and mortar that is really exemplary with our Ontario Soccer Centre that truly acts as the pinnacle of the game across Ontario.
Their team really is best in class at understanding our brand and really ideating around how we can come together to collaboratively elevate the athlete experience.
For us, one of the other things that was key was the relationship that we've had with Bjorn Osiek. Bjorn was a customer in the past. He's a great ambassador to our company, and he's also a close friend.
And all this together really makes us the ideal partner for anyone wanting to play in the soccer space.
So what does a coach look like who's sort of doing the right things, and what does a coach look like who's maybe not doing necessarily the right things to keep those kids in the game?
The coach that has the connection or relationship to the players and understands them aside from the X's and the O's, the technical, the tactical, all that stuff, those are the ones that are going to have players continue to come back. It's not always about, reaching a national team or playing for a scholarship. Very few players get that opportunity. We have a big base, so it's about, giving players the opportunity, if they want to get there someday, to be in the environment to get there, but also giving them the opportunity just to play soccer for life. And I think that, you look and ask the number one reason why players stop playing, it's not fun. And why is it not fun? Because they generally don't like their coach. They might not like behaviors. There's something about it that we have in our own control that has basically turned them off, for the large part.
So what would that be? What would be something that would turn someone off?
Not enjoying a practice. The traditional getting there and working on fitness and not touching a soccer ball for the first 20 minutes of a practice. Kids love to play. Joystick coaching on a sideline. Players play, coaches coach. We should do our coaching in the training sessions, on the sideline with the players, let the players on the field play. Yes, you want to give some instruction on certain things, but you hear those coaches running up and down the sideline, screaming and yelling instructions, and players, as a player, I used to hate it. As a coach, I hate it even more. I think for us, it's giving those simple things, eliminate some of those, and that'll make a big difference.
Week in and week out, League One Ontario is where the best players in Ontario run their game. Over the last 4 years, more than 100 athletes have moved on to pro clubs locally and abroad. Hundreds more have found opportunities across North America with post-secondary scholarships. With 13 teams in the women's division and 17 in the men's, there is a Pro-Am squad in your area looking for the next star in the making. League One Ontario, where the next generation of stars plays today.
And welcome back to the Ontario Soccer Centre here in Vaughan, Ontario for second half action in the boys under 14 Ontario Cup final between the Milton Magic and Mississauga Dixie. The Magic lead 2-0 on goal, penalty kick goal coming in from Jordan McNally, and then a late first half goal coming in from Dante Dawes separates these two teams, and it's going to be Dixie with the kickoff to start the second half. They're in the blues, going from your right to your left on your screens back at home. And in the white and blue is the Milton Magic, going from your left to your right. I'm your play-by-play host, Martin Ohms, here, as we're going to have just the final checks here on the nets. They're getting ready to get back underway here at this field, as Milton had a very strong first half. Dixie had a couple of chances going as well, but Milton able to put in some late chances in, and that's what puts them ahead of Dixie in what's going to be a very exciting 40 minutes here left to go here in this Ontario Cup final. Action gets back underway here. And with a little bit of the wind advantage, the wind is going towards that goal towards the left. Let's see if Dixie can make advantage of that, as Oyasoro is going to get it forward from Milton. There's a through ball in forward, Riviere. Riviere trying to get it through on the right side. Too far, though, to get to Ellis. Ellis came on in the final moments as a substitute, and he wasn't able to get onto the end of that one. It's going to be a goal kick for Redielli in goal. Couple injuries happened so far in the game. Ramirez for Milton came off early. He, though, was able to come back on the field to play after about 20-25 minutes. But two injuries coming in to James Arango, and then a late one to Luke Olding for Dixie. Put them down two critical positions in the central midfield and a center back position. So you're going to have to keep a look onto Teklu and Botescu as the two players coming in on substitutes for Dixie, trying to see if they can lead him going forward as Momo gets it now. Trying to find Munuden over on the right side. Gets it knocked away by Burris. Anderson Saavedra down to the right side. Munuden, good opening attack coming in for Dixie. And a couple unlucky bounces, though, for Munuden there as he tried to win a corner kick, but that ball just came back, hit right off his shin pad as well, though, and it'll go out for a goal kick. This Dixie team come in winning their qualifying match against Guelph before having to go through a group stage format, winning within those 4-team groups for winning a quarterfinal match against Kitchener, and in a semifinal win against Islington 4-1, put them here in this finals position. While Milton Magic has to go through Scarborough in their opening matchup, defeated them 3-2 for winning their group as well. Wins against Niagara and Waterloo in the semifinals got them here to this Ontario Cup final. Ramirez down in the middle as it's going to get played forward as you have a new player coming on the field to play. That is Trehan Gafour. So Gafour in the central midfield for Milton. He tried to play that ball up, but Busby is able to get there, and he tried to get it back to Seaplick, and he couldn't get it forward. It's going to be a Milton throw-in. Ramirez trying to run through. Nice little move there from Momo. He's going to put it in the midfield for Anderson. Anderson, back it goes from Momo. He's going to try and hustle this one up the field. Bickford trying to slide in there. And Ludlow will now come over and help out his teammate as he's going to get that ball off for McNally. McNally set up that first goal. It was able to find the run of Dawes over on a switch. Dawes got brought down in the penalty area, and McNally was the player who took the penalty kick, and he slid it home in the bottom right corner. And that put Milton off into an early 1-0 lead. Ramirez getting knocked in behind, though, was Trehan Gafour, and Gafour wins his team a free kick. Beat him all the way back for Ludlow. And you got to like what Milton's doing right now. Not forcing it. They don't see any option going forward. They're not afraid to pass this one backwards to their defense. Oyasoro trying to work his way in through as Dixie's going to be forcing their own corner and booting the ball down the line. Can't keep it in play. It's going to go out for throwing deep into Dixie territory. These two teams, again, play against each other normally in the Golden Horseshoe League, with a Mississauga Dixie with a record of 10-0-7 so far in their season. And scoring a lot of goals as well. So this team can find that back of the net. They're able to withstand this pressure coming in from Milton. Can look at some of those players like James Phillip, try and see if they can drive themselves back into this game. Where Milton Magic coming with a record of 14-1-1. Just 10 goals against, though, all season long. So if they are going to get one, it's not going to be simple. As a nice little hustle coming in from Oyasoro, wins his team a corner kick as it's getting poked aside by the defense of Botescu. And it's going to be two players coming in short for Milton. McNally and Oyasoro, they're just one player, though, for Dixie is up there to deal with this short. So they're going to play this one short if just the one player is there. As it's going to get played in for McNally. McNally is now able to cross this one in. And there's our left-footed take. And Ellis went full out there to try to kick that one, but it was a swing and a miss from Marcus Riviere. And Ellis tried to put it home on the far post, but didn't get enough of that one. Beat him. Down from McNally. Finds Oyasoro. He's trying to get around, but a nice foot coming in there from Zoo pokes that ball away. And it's going to be a throw-in for Milton. Just a reminder, we play 2 40-minute halves here in the Boys Under 14 final. As it's going to be a free kick going against McNally there. As it's going to be Dixie ball. The game does get tied up after these 80 minutes. We go straight to kicks from the penalty spot. Busby waiting for his team to get up the field. We know he's got a big kick on him. He's going to try and loop this one high in the air. But right now, if you're Dixie right now, you might even consider just playing this one short and passing that ball up the field. Utilize your defense, as all of Milton players were dropped back, as no one would expect you to play short and pass that ball up the field, because it just seems like Milton was winning those balls in the air. Nice play there from Busby, though. He's going to play this one down the line, trying to get to Phillip. Phillip, though, good hustle coming in from him, but a second player comes in and takes it away from him. Ramirez has a run from Riviere, and he's going to try and find him here. And Riviere's here there on the run. Zoo, though, has to come all the way over, and Zoo is able to get to this one first. Ellis, though, picks up the loose ball. Here comes Ellis driving towards it. Passes up to Riviere. Riviere, he takes a stumble. Ellis at the header. Still bouncing in through, and it finally gets poked aside as Momo was able to get to that one. Petertham is going to try and continue the attack. Petertham to Ellis. Riviere got a nice little run onto that through ball. Zoo having to come all the way over from the other side of the field. Shut down that run, though. Got that ball away with a clean challenge. And Ellis, though, couldn't get that ball back under danger. Ramirez trying to hold his footing, and he couldn't do so. And it's going to be a free kick for Ramirez. Bickford running in. He wants that ball played into him, and he gets it. Petertham switching it over to the far side of the field for Burse. Burse carrying it up. Nice little turn there from Riviere, but it gets taken away by Busby. Who else? As the ball finds its way now into Phillip around midfield. Phillip, though, brings down a player. The referee says play on advantage, as Bickford has the ball. Trying to play a pass. Doesn't get a good pass, and it gets read there by Seaplick. Teklu down for Anderson Saavedra. Gets it through on the right side. Phillip, though, gets a hard collision between him and the Milton player, and the play will be blown dead. And it's going to go against Phillip for bringing down Burris. Milton's going to play this one in quickly. And right away, Coach Edward Prisignolslo noticing right now Milton spreading out wide, telling the players got to drop back and make sure you don't avoid those players coming on the wings. Riviere gives it back to Oyasoro. Oyasoro going towards the left foot, and he slides this one just by the corner. And Milton almost getting a third there with Yusuka Oyasoro, getting that ball to his left foot with a nice little low drive. It just missed that corner. As they're going to be having a substitute coming in for the Milton Magic. And it's going to be the first goal scorer, Jordan McNally. He's going to come off the field of play, and it's going to be Jalen Sinclair. Sinclair is going to fill in on the left wing for Milton, as McNally will take a much-needed break, getting some high fives there from the coaching staff. 9 minutes into this second half, the Magic lead Dixie in this Boys Under 14 Ontario Cup final 2-0 here at the Ontario Soccer Centre Stadium. Milton with control. There's the first touch coming in there for Sinclair. He gets a good ball back for Oyasoro. Oyasoro, Sinclair working together up the field. There's a player running into the middle, and that was Trohan Gafour, and he couldn't get on the end of that one. He got intercepted by Momo. Ramirez trying to get between the two players. He gets bodied down, though, as he tried to get between the two, and it's going to be a free kick for Milton as Dixie's getting ready to make a double substitution. As Milton will play this one in quickly. Petum tried to do it quickly, but the referee said no, the ball has to be moved back to his proper position, as it's going to be replayed in here as the referee will keep telling Petum to move back a little bit further. And Bickford now is just going to take this one instead, and he'll play it short. Here comes the through ball in, and it's coming in on the run is Oyasoro. Oyasoro is able to get to that ball. He's going to bring it towards the middle, passes it back for Petum. Petum's going to wind up for a shot. That one had a good pace onto that one. But Redielli is there to make the save, and Redielli's going to boot this one quickly down the field. And right there, if you're Redielli, you might have taken a few seconds there because no Dixie players were up the field, and that just allowed Milton to get possession of the ball once again. Down to the right side for Ellis, trying to control it, but Seaplick is able to take it away from him. Petum. Oyasoro. Back it goes for Trehan Gafour. Ramirez, nice pass coming in from Milton as it gets into the corner for Ellis now. Ellis gets it back to Oyasoro. Ramirez now. Ramirez fakes the cross now. He's going to cut this one in. Back to Oyasoro. Oyasoro trying to battle his way in through, trying to get in between the two players. But Momo comes in to help out Botescu, but Zoo can't clear it away. Still trying to get it away from their own end is Dixie. Inez finds his way down the left side for Sinclair. Sinclair battling against Minuden, and Sinclair is forcing Dixie into their own end. Trying to get it out as finally Busby is able to get some help from his teammates, but he gets shut down on the attack once again as Petum is able to come over. Petum trying to hustle his way in through, and Busby's there once again as he's finally able to get it out as Phillip now gives it to Anderson Saavedra. Dixie trying to get out of their own end here with Seaplick. Piziak. Seaplick. Down the left side. Teklu. He just hits it off of the leg of Ludlow, and Dixie wins the throw. Dixie's now going to use this opportunity as they have the ball here to make those two substitutions as Prisonioslo comes back into the game. And the second player is Nicholas Sanin. So here comes. It's going to be Botescu coming off the field. Sandin's going to come in for Botescu, and Prisonioslo will be coming in for Minuden. So Prisonioslo goes over into the right wing, and it's a defensive substitution with Sandin. We'll see if he'll be going into the center back position or will be more of an attacking force for Dixie. There's a first opportunity for Prisonioslo. He can't get to the end of that one, but finds his way back in for Busby. Busby's still working with it. He's still going. The center back is going to take it himself. He tries to get between the two players, but Bickford is able to poke that ball away from him, and he gets it off to Sinclair. And Sinclair, though, just has that one roll off his foot, and it's going to be a Dixie throw-in. One in the air there by Sinclair. Going all the way back is Petum, back for Bickford. Burris over here on this left side finds Oyasoro. Oyasoro has a run coming in from Ellis, and Ellis is screaming for that ball. Oyasoro trying to play this one through, and a diving play there from Seaplick, though, is able to check that. Piziak, who is able to block it. But here comes Milton continuing to go forward, and Busby is able to intercept it once again. Momo with a nice move. Tried to pass that one up. Couldn't find Seaplick. Ellis. Ramirez tried to let that one in through, and Piziak is trying to clear it away. Ellis working with Ramirez, and Ramirez still hustling to get it forward. But there's Teklu. Milton going all the way back in their own end, just settling the play down as it goes back over to the far side for Burris. Keep an eye on those players on the wings as Oyasoro is trying to get that pass off to Sinclair. He gets bodied off as we have Oyasoro, though, doesn't give up on that one. He gets that ball back, and now he's going to get it over on the left corner. Sinclair hustling to keep this one in, and he does. Sinclair there now looking for some support, just hits it off of the Dixie player, and he wins this team a throw-in. Yusuke Soro doing everything he can to hustle right now to keep possession of that ball for the Milton Magic. There he is once again. He's able to get it back for Riviere. Riviere tries to shot. This ball is bouncing back and forth. Seablik just gets a touch onto that one and gets it to before Ellis, and he'll boot it down as far as Ramirez for Milton. Ramirez has Ellis to his right. He's going to leave that. He was trying to leave that ball for him. Couldn't do so, but he wins his team a throw-in. Ramirez was going to try and take this one quickly. He said, I'm just going to leave it, drop back, and let Ellis take it. He'll get that throw-in as he gives it right back in for Ellis. Isuka or Isoro try to get it in through for Ellis. Gets intercepted by Piziak. Piziak hits this one forward, trying to find that run coming in from Phillip, but all the way there was Zachary Ludlow, and he shut that one down. Coming in on the attack once again for Milton is Marcus Riviere. He's down on the left side trying to get some help from Sinclair. But there's Busby trying to work his way out of danger in this area. He's going to hit it off as his teammate, however, on the clearance attempt, and it's going to be a Milton throw-in. Looks like Dixie's going to be making yet one more substitution in here, trying to see if they can find a spark on that bench, see if they can lead themselves back into this game. With 25 minutes left to go here in the second half. Milton Magic lead Mississauga Dixie 2-0 here in this Boys Under 14 Ontario Cup final. Milton fans are starting to get loud here, cheering on their team. The Dixie one's going right back at them, going back and forth, trying to be the louder fans on each side. As Oyasuro didn't get much onto that one. That ball fell nicely to his left foot. Ramirez, and then touch there as Piziak's going to hit this one forward for Anderson. Gets it through, back in for Anderson. Has a run down on that right side. Sandin, he's going to go all the way back for Busby, and Busby hits this one down the field. Trying to find Phillip up top. Can't seem to find him. But nice little play there from Momo. This finds Teklu. Teklu back in for Momo. This could be dangerous as we have a run coming in through on the left side. But Ellis hustling all the way back in position. He gets that ball before Seaplick. And it gets knocked out for a throw. And Ellis, noticing Seaplick was making that run, hustled back quickly to get to that ball and get back to his position and win it back for Milton. Teklu now in for Anderson. Dixie trying to get some momentum going for this. Could be get much better as Phillip tries to get a shot. That it gets blocked by Ludlow. Ludlow trying to get himself out of danger, and Dixie's not letting him out of his own area. Now finally gets booted down the field by Burris as they try to get it forward. In for Isaro. Coming over there was Jamari Busby, who hits it out once again, and out for a throw. Trying to hustle this one down the line. Orisero battling there as trying to keep this one in. And the referee will raise the flag. And it's going to be a corner kick for Milton as Dixie tried to hold it in along the touchline and just couldn't do so. And Orisero somehow doing it. He's got always one or two Dixie boys around him. Just continue to hustle, use the physicality, and he's continuously winning his team some good opportunities. This one's going to get played in towards the near post. Petum is going to hustle, and he gets to that one. Petum, he gets control. Try to play this one back in a diving play there from the Milton player. Couldn't keep this one in, and it goes out as looks like Dixie wanted to make a substitution, but instead the player threw the ball in, so the play will continue with Anderson. Anderson going to get some help from his teammates, and now they headed the ball forward up for Phillip. Phillip with a nice move gives his team a few seconds. Good battle going in, but it's going to be Riviere. He's going to be the person coming out with that one. He gets it up to Oyasoro. Oyasoro for Sinclair. Sinclair through ball and just gets him behind Riviere, but the ball gets cleared as far as Petum. Jerhan Gafour back in for Riviere. Gets a touch, and he's going to hustle. And coming out of his goal is Redielli, and he gets it before the sprinting speed of Riviere. A little bit of a high foot there from Anderson. Was going to wonder for just a second there, but the referee will call this one back as Anderson put the leg up high to try to get to that ball in the air, and it's Burris, though, beat him to that ball with the head. Playing this one short for Orisoro. You got to credit Milton just continuously finding players in to play those quick short passes to. As Orisoro gets back up, and you got to respect the hustle. Gets up right away and wins the ball right back for his team after turning it over. Ramirez has Petum. Petum has Riviere to his right. Riviere with the shot. Saved by Redielli. There's a loose ball, and Redielli is able to pick up the loose ball. And nice little move there as Riviere got a good opportunity on to go, and Petum was there running in for that rebound. But it was Redielli was able to pick up that ball as he made the original save. 20 minutes left to go here in this game. 2-0 for Milton over Dixie. As it's going to go all the way back in the Milton end for Zachary Ludlow. He's going to carry this ball up. Down to the left side for Ramirez. Back he goes now for Ludlow. Orisoro and Riviere doing some nice movement once again, and that's going to allow the run of Alice to come in through. Alice coming in. One player back is Busby, and he comes over just in time, and he shuts down that through ball. Jamari Busby doing it all in the back line for Dixie. Now he's going to send a through ball in forward, and here comes James Phillip now the other way. Dixie's not going to come with the counter attack. Here's Phillip. He's going to cross this one in, able to find a player, and the ball is settled. But there is Burris, and he kicks it away from Teklu, as Dixie couldn't get it forward. Jamari Busby with a great ball in there, setting that run from Phillip, and just couldn't continue going forward for Dixie. Back and forth. Some high ball in here, and it's going to be finally settled in by Anderson. Finds Momo. He's got to run down the left side with Seaplick as he gives it off to Phillip. Phillip does well. Gets it over to Prisonioslo over on the right side. Gives it back now for Anderson. Dixie doing much better here on the movement right now as Teklu gets it. Gets it back for Anderson. Can they create something with this movement now? Nice little challenge there coming in from Petum, and it's going to be a throw-in coming for Dixie. And now they're able to make that double substitution they've been wanting to make. As Manuden took a few, he came off just a few moments ago. He's going to come right back on the field to play. He's going to take off Justin Seaplick, and it's going to be Garcia, who was on in the first half. And it's going to be Prisonioslo, who came on as a substitute twice so far this game. He's going to come back off the field of play, as Garcia will fill back into his position on the left and right wings with him in Manuden. Bickford hits this one in the air, and Ludlow has to drop back. He gets the header there. Petum's going to try and come over. Finds his way in for Anderson. Anderson's going to loop this one in. Loose ball in, and Derlier, though, is able to get to that one, and he's going to roll this ball in forward as Milton's going to try and come quickly now the other way as Ellis is making a run once again here on this right side. Ellis tried to first time this one to Oyasoro. That got blocked there by Zhu. Zhu for Garcia. Garcia trying to play this one down the line, blocked by Ramirez, and it's going to be a throw-in for Dixie. Piziak on the throw-in, finds Momo. Gives it back for Piziak. Piziak trying to get it over and gets straight to the head of Sinclair and trying to clear it away is Busby. Second opportunity, though, is able to get down the field but can't find any blue jersey. Down the left side, coming in with some speed, is Sinclair. Sinclair doing well against Sandin. Sinclair, though, all over the back of Sandin. But it's going to be Dixie who comes out with that one. As we have some jerseys being pulled both ways. And Petum's going to get called for that one. Looked like both of them went into a little bit of a boxing grapple there as they're just holding on to each other, trying to get to that ball. And it's going to be for a Dixie free kick. Strong crowd here on hand on this Nice, cool morning here at the Ontario Soccer Center. This one gets played on the right side. Not a good ball there from Busby, trying to get to Anderson. And it was mishit there, and that's going to allow a substitution now for Milton as Beaulieu is going to come back onto the field to play, as well as Espiritu. So Beaulieu is going to take off Ellis here on this right side, and Espiritu is going to come in, and he's going to replace the striker that is Oyasoro. So that will likely move Riviere to the striker position, as Espiritu is a central midfielder. So Espiritu will drop into Riviere's position, and Marcus Riviere will go into striker as Oyasoro takes a much-needed break after a strong 65 minutes on the field. Bakeford trying to play this one in quickly, trying to find Riviere. But he puts a little bit on a bump onto the back of Piziak, and it's going to be a free kick for Dixie. So right now, if you're Dixie, now I understand everyone wants to move forward, but right here, if you're Zoo right now, just open up a little bit, present yourself as a short option, just to play it in as this one gets looped in forward. Because Milton once again just winning that ball in the air. Beaulieu down the right side. That's a strong ball. Can Riviere hustle in time to get to the end of this one? And no, it's going to be Busby gets to that one first, but it's going to be a corner kick regardless. And Milton wins a nice little corner kick, but right there, everybody was moved forward for Dixie on the free kick. Give an option, play it on the short, and now with everybody already up the field, then you can play it up once you get put under some pressure. Player coming in on the short is Riviere, and the referee just telling the Dixie player to back up as Milton will play this one in short. Got 4. Wins this team a throw-in as it gets poked aside. As Milton's just going to, looks like they're just trying to hold that ball in the corner, kill some time off of the clock here. There goes, here on the throw-in from Trehan Gafour. Able to find Riviere. He had the arms around him, and it's going to be a free kick for Milton. As the referee is going to call over the player, as Riviere wasn't too happy as he had the arms right around his waist there as he tried to get forward, and it's a good call there from the referee. As it's going to be a nice play here for Milton to try and see if they can put this game to bed here off this free kick. All the players are lined up towards the far post right now. Could see a player run in on towards the near post. And there gets played in through. Headed away, though, nicely by Busby. Now here comes Dixie on a counterattack. It is Phillip, one-on-one, trying to get in through. And here comes Phillip. He gets by the player. And now he's going to come try to carry it up himself. Phillip doing well. He's got a switch there in Minutin. Now he finds him. Can Minutin get an opportunity on to goal? He gets a shot away, but he just misses that one wide. But a nice counterattack opportunity as James Phillip had a great run. Just not enough energy, but he is able to cut back, cross it back over to Adam Minutin, who had a good opportunity on to goal, just couldn't find the net. Coach Prisognoso yelling at the team, give whatever you got left, just some few time left. As Garcia is going to hit this one forward for Phillip. Phillip's going to head it forward. Momo's going to battle forward. He gets away from Petum. Anderson, nice little spin move, avoids that attack coming in from Sinclair. Passes this one off for Sannon. Anderson can't find anything going forward. Is forced to go backwards, and Zoo just avoids Riviere there. Now he buys himself some time before hitting that ball forward. Doesn't get a good ball, though. But Dixie, with a player there just getting a foot, now it finds its way in for Riviere. Pass it off to Espiritu. Now Espiritu will hit this one forward. Riviere's going to give chase, but Redielli is going to come out of his goal and boot this one right back down the field. Garcia now for Dixie. He's going to hit this one first time. A little bit too much, and now Phillips got to give chase as Ludlow is able to drop back. He's going to hit it out and just allow his players to get back into position for a throw-in. Biziak down the line, able to get it down the line for Phillip. Phillip looking for some help. doing well to get away from one or two Milton players. And he wins a free kick as Espiritu pushed on to Philip. And this is a big opportunity for Dixie right now. They haven't had a set piece from this close of a range so far in this game. And they can create themselves an opportunity to get to goal here as 3 Dixie players are onto the ball here. And Philip is just telling them, get towards the goal. Let me put this one into the area. Here comes that ball from Philip as it gets headed away by Ludlow. Second opportunity, blocked again by Beaulieu. Doing well is Burris, trying to shake off the attack coming in from Piziak. Anderson now for Dixie. There's a shove going in behind the play. Minuden knocked down a Milton player, and there's going to be a yellow card going against Minuden as he shoved down the Milton player in behind the play. A little bit of interference there. And the referee, though, saw that one right away, and it's going to be a 3rd yellow card for Dixie as Minuden will get put into the book here for that shove in behind the play. Experts in the field of youth concussion, Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital have formed a collaboration with Ontario Soccer. This partnership will improve concussion awareness and education to ensure the improved safety of youth soccer players across the province. To learn more about the services at the Holland Bloorview Concussion Center, please visit hollandbloorview.ca/concussion as Philip is down onto the turf now, and he looks to be hurt after that challenge. That will lead to the free kick. The medical staff will come out here to take a look at James Phillip. As we're going to remind you of the upcoming schedule coming up ahead with the girls under 15 finals starting off between London and Cumberland following this match. At 3 o'clock would be the under 15 boys as London will be going against Woodbridge, and the women's final at 5:30 between Durham United and GS United. As we're just nearing the 71st minute here, as Milton lead the Mississauga Dixie 2-0 here in this final, as the medical staff takes a look at the injured James Phillip, as Dixie's just been suffering with the injuries here in this final, losing a couple player early in Arango, then Olding late in the first half, and hopefully Phillip will be able to continue here in this game. As always a good sign, Phillip is able to get up to his feet. And Phillip looks like he gave a little bit of a nod. As referee here, referee's going to have some words with the Dixie coaches here. Get a final warning here. Not too happy with the refereeing are the Dixie coaches, and referee Atkinson giving a final warning to the coaching staff. It looks like Phillip will be able to continue here in this match. And he's going to wait for the referee to give the signal, as it's going to be a free kick for Busby. Just getting a clarification here. The kick has to be taken before Phillip can get back on the field. And there it gets played in. This one's just going to bounce in through forward. Nobody there as Derlier is able to pick up that loose ball. Hasn't been busy, has Nicholas Derlier, but he's had some great distribution and some great confidence in his defense. One put under some pressure. Beaulieu in for Riviere. Again, leave this one in for Trehan Gafour. Gafour, though, gets it taken away from him by Phillip. Phillip trying to get Garcia, and sliding in there was Ramirez. Beaulieu does well to keep that one in play, and he's going to boot this one down the field. And that's going to force Zoo to go backwards all the way to his keeper, who boots this one down the field first time. Momo able to win this ball for Dixie. Anderson now. Minuden, we're seeing some nice effort coming in from Dixie. They want to get one goal and get themselves back into this game. but they just got to get towards that goal of Nicholas Dirlier and see if they can put something past him. Taking it in quickly as it goes in for Busby. Down for Momo. Able to find Philip with the shot, and he doesn't get much onto that one. And Philip, though, not giving up, though. Any opportunity he sees towards that goal, he's going to take it, and just didn't get enough power onto that one. Anderson trying to shove off the attack coming in from the Milton players. But Burris is there, and he's going to get some help now with Sinclair. And they're going to go back for Bickford, who's going to hit this one down the field. Zoo wins this in the air. Garcia's going to hustle, play it back into the middle of the field. As Dixie's going to try and carry this one up. And he's screaming right now as Momo, where? Where do I have to pass that ball up to? Now he finds a man, though, in Garcia. Garcia down the line for Philip. Philip, though, can't get it by Ludlow. And Beaulieu is going to help out, and he's going to shake off the first attack as he hits it off, though, of the Dixie player, and it's going to be a Dixie throw. Clock is winding down here. Just under 5 minutes left to go here. Milton lead Dixie and these boys under 14 final. As Milton in the whites right now trying to clear themselves out of their own end. Philip comes into the leg of Beaulieu, knocks him down. It's going to be a free kick for Milton just along the touch line. And they're going to play this one in quickly. And if you're Dixie, you got to be putting yourselves into a high press right now. Give it whatever hustle. Don't let Milton play around with this ball anymore. As if you're gonna be, you got to be a little bit more aggressive. As this one's gonna get played into on the left side. Sinclair's gonna try and give chase. Busby's there to get to that ball first. He tries to hit it off with Sinclair. Now Sinclair knocks him down, and it's gonna be a free kick. Jamari Busby, probably the highlight player on this Dixie team, putting in a lot of hustle right now, running in backwards there, and he did well to keep this one in play and win his team a free kick. Loop this one in forward, and it just continues to go along that touchline, but nobody got a touch onto that one as it will roll out for a Milton throw-in. And Milton will use this time to make a triple substitution here in these final few minutes. Looks like, let's see who the players coming back. Oyasoro is going to come back on the field to play, as does Dante Dawes, who scored the second goal, and the original goal scorer, Jordan McNally, all coming back on the field. So the three starters are going to replace Beaulieu, Gafour, and the third player is Sinclair. So Oyasoro, McNally, and Dawes all back in the game. So play will resume here with a throw-in for the Milton Magic. And they're going to try and throw it in for Dawes. Dawes, though, can't control it as he gets it away from him by Anderson. Momo for Piziak. Piziak under some pressure from McNally as Oyasoro doesn't get a good touch on that one, but he going to get relieved there from Petum as here comes a through ball in for Riviere. Riviere has McNally in forward as Riviere gets by Zoo. Riviere one-on-one, passes off for McNally, and there it is! And that should do it here in this boys under 14 Ontario Cup final. And it's Jordan McNally with his second goal of the game as Marcus Riviere did well with a great run down the line. Beat out the player, sent the cross in, and all McNally had to do was poke that ball into the open goal, and he did. And that should do it here, folks, as Jordan McNally will lead Milton Magic to a victory here today in this Ontario Cup final. And Dixie trying to give whatever they had going forward. Had too many bodies forward. Nobody, unfortunately, was back, and that allowed the run of the substitutes who came on there with McNally and Dawes, working with Riviere, who's been hustling all game long in the central midfield. And he was able to create that opportunity for that goal. Dixie, though, trying to see if they can relinquish anything left here in this final moments here in this game. As it's going to be a free kick going against that goal, the assist on the goal score. Riviere gets called there for a free kick as Busty's going to run over. If you're Dixie right now, you're going to give whatever you got left. You got a minute plus stoppage time. You want to hustle and try and see if you can get one in on this Milton defense. Piziak hits this one first time in the air. Burris can't control it, and it's going to find its way over to Anderson. Back goes Sandin. Anderson under some pressure there, trying to work his way under some pressure. As it's going to be Dawes who hits this one last out of play, and Dixie's going to try and take this one quickly into the corner. Minuden trying to keep it in, hits it off his leg, and it's going to roll out, though, for a goal kick. And not too sure if Dixie will have enough time to make another attack onto this Milton goal. But we're going to have to take a look at the fourth official here shortly on the at a time, as Durley is going to play this one in short for Bickford. Taking their time here is Milton, as Bickford's going to switch this one over. Finds Riviere. Oyasoro's calling for that ball, and Riviere's going to try and hustle his way in forward. He slipped onto the ball there as Zoo is down the field. Referee waves play on as McNally, though, gets it taken away from him by Busby. And it's going to be a corner kick at the end of the day. But Zoo is down on the field, as that one just seemed to be an unfortunate collision as Sawyer slid in, got the all ball there, and it looked like Zoo just fell over when he stepped on the ball and might have twisted his leg, tripping over that ball there. As it looks like a couple players are having some words in behind the field of play in here between the Milton and the Dixie players, but hopefully Ray Zoo will be okay after that collision here in these final few moments here. I'd like to thank everybody who's tuned in for the match here as well. You got to thank you again to our proud sponsors for today's event: Sports Engine, Toronto FC, SoccerX.com, and Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital. Thank you for your continued support of Ontario soccer. As play will resume with a corner kick. Zoo is able to get to his feet, though. As looks like it's going to be 4 minutes of added time. Check that, 3 minutes of added time left to go here in this second half here. As Dixie's just going to be playing with one player down, as Zoo's going to try and shake off there. As it's going to be played in short, and Zoo will come back onto the field of play, and he's going to be okay, as McNally's going to loop this one in forward. He's going to find to Oyasoro, and he doesn't get much onto his left-footed volley. And it's going to, Redielli there is able to make the save, and he's going to boot it down first time. But there's Ramirez. He's going to boot it back. Garcia back and forth between the two of them, and Espiritu now is able to get to it. Petum working with Espiritu, taken away by Phillip, who came all the way back from his striker position. And he's going to hit it back forward for Piziak, but Piziak can't get it by Oyasoro, and Oyasoro is going to carry this ball up for Milton. He's trying to play a through ball in for Dawes, can't find him. And now Minuden's going to try and see if he can clear it away for Dixie. Dixie's not able to clear it away as Milton continuing to put the pressure. Nice run coming in there from Burris, trying to hustle his way in through, as Espiritu's going to help him out. And he's going to continue the attack as Espiritu. He's going around 3 or 4 players. And now McNally, though, just couldn't control that ball. And it's going to be a throw-in, though, for Milton. That one looked like it hit off the leg of McNally last, but the referee had the closest view there. And no arguments there coming in from Dixie, so it looks like it was actually a Dixie final touch. Ludlow to Ramirez. Down the line for Petum. Petum in for Espiritu. Back for Riviere. Ramirez. Milton right now. No, right now. They don't need another goal here. They just want to make keep possession of this ball. Don't have to, just make sure that Dixie doesn't have control of this. As Bickford's going to hold that ball backwards. Dawes to Burris. Nice little 1-2 as Dawes is going to take this one into the corner. Gets beaten to that corner, though, first by Busby, and Busby's going to try and head this one away and down the field for one last Dixie attack. But there's not going to happen as the boys under 14 Ontario Cup champions are the Milton Magic Blue with a 3-0 victory over Mississauga Dixie. Congratulations to the Milton Magic for their incredible season and their huge victory. And congratulations as well to Dixie for making it all the way here to this Ontario Cup final. Thank you everyone who are tuned in for the match. Don't go anywhere. We still have many more Ontario Cup games left to go here today. And once again, thank you to our continued partners for this match here, for this game. That is SoccerX.com, Sports Engine, Toronto FC, and Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital for the continued support. This has been Martin Ohms here with the commentary. Don't go anywhere. The girls under 15 Ontario Cup final is coming up next between the London Youth Whitecaps and the Cumberland Cobras Elite Academy. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.